representation of the same thing. The super investors achieve higher returns on average and lower downside, especially during the dot-com collapse. Same thing can be emphasized by excessive gains, especially over the dot-com bubble and the recent financial crisis. This is probably due to them having a higher margin of safety. They're consistently beating the market. Here we're looking at their 5-year rolling returns and 10-year rolling returns. For the 5-year, their excess returns range from 21% to 89%, and for 10 years this goes to above 100%. As you can see, in the long term they have much higher gains than the S&P 500 indexes. Graphical representation for 5-year rolling returns and 10-year rolling returns. Look at that gap, it's mind-blowing. Here we're looking at cumulative returns for 15 years. Again, the SI index displays lower volatility and rising returns. Some of it can be attributed to the compounding effect, as the money they save during the downturns gets compounded later on. The modern portfolio theory is a theory of finance that attempts to maximize portfolio expected return for a given amount of portfolio risk, or minimize risk for a given level of expected return by carefully choosing the proportions of various assets. Basically, it's a mathematical formulation of the concept of diversification. You aim at selecting a collection of investment assets that has collectively lower risk than individual assets. Like before, in the efficient market hypothesis, the MPT also assumes that investors are rational and markets are efficient. The fundamental concept is that the assets in an investment portfolio should not be selected individually, contrary to what value investors focus on. Rather, it is important to consider how each asset changes in price relative to how every other asset in the portfolio changes in price. Investing here is a trade-off between risk and expected return, and assets with higher expected returns are assumed riskier. As shown in that graph on the right side, it displays every possible combination of risky assets without including any holdings of risk-free assets. This can be plotted in the risk expected return space, and the collection of all such possible portfolios defines the region under the hyperbola. The boundary of this region, the line, is called the efficient frontier. A portfolio lying on the efficient frontier represents the combination offering the best possible expected return